Hello and welcome everyone on today's webinar presented by Newired. My name is Jiří Valek. I'm a VP of product management, so I lead the product management team. And I'm happy to present today the results of the research study performed by the Everest group and share with you our results there, what are the top benefits recognized related to our Newired digital adoption platform, to introduce to some of you who are not familiar what digital adoption is, the main components, the main benefits, and also to actually speak about some of the differentiators. The webinar will last approximately somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes, also depending on the questions you will ask at the end of the webinar. Before, let's say, introducing the Newired products, I would like just to quickly introduce you with the Everest group. The Everest is a research firm that runs different research against various technologies that are related to the strategic IT, business services, or engineering. And in today's webinar, we will go through the research that is focused on the so-called digital adoption. The report is available on our Newired website, so you can download the report by yourself. But today, we want to not just share the report with you, but provide some comments to help you understand better the report and give you some detailed insights that have not been, let's say, published in the report itself. So we will definitely cover, let's see, our position in the research. We'll cover what are the main benefits and also the few comparisons in terms of capabilities, features, offerings, etc. So first, why the digital adoption is actually important? What were the main driving factors that made Everest into actually even investing in this research? So we are all living in a world where we are aware of the challenges connected with the Corona COVID pandemic situation, the limitations it set on the workforce collaboration, the fact that many businesses are operating in the offline, or if not offline, at least the not on-site mode, so the online mode. But it's not just only about the pandemic. I mean, the digital adoption or digital transformation is happening over the last 10, 15 years. And the companies really need to realize that the maximum benefit of the digital transformation today, with the emphasis on customer and user experience to boost the effectivity, reduce support cost, etc. But the digital adoption is not just about companies actually using the technology. It also set the let's say the needs, the new requirements on the independent software vendors and on the software they deliver to the market. And here, I mean, we see the challenges to increase the trial conversion, to improve the customer satisfaction scores, to maximize the customer churn, to minimize the customer churn, sorry. So these were the key drivers that Everest, let's say, identified within their client portfolio market. These were the typical, let's say, needs and questions their users have been asking for. And that's what drives the digital adoption and the research that we are, let's see, speaking about today. So where are we on the, let's say, on the landscape in the assessment? So we are, let's say, ranked as a major contenders in the digital adoption market, which, by the way, by definition, when you read the Everest report, there is a question whether being a major contender is unfavorable result or an outcome. And in no way, I mean, the Everest recommends you to read this report like this, because the peak matrix highlights only the best-in-class services and providers. And we will dive deep into our position, into our unique offering in the rest of the webinar today. You can download the report, read about the capabilities, as I said, on our website. What is important is not that just we are the major contender, we are actually one of the 3 only vendors that are ranked as a star performer. What is a star performer? First, it's a vendor that let's see, delivers the highest year-to-year improvement in the digital adoption space. You see, it's Newired, and there are 2 other companies, Whatfix and WalkMe, on the market that are recognized as a star performer. What the star performer means, it ranks both in the market impact criteria. So our revenue, the number of customers, was growing considerably over the last 12 months, and we really show a great progress here. But it's not just about how many deals we closed, it's also about a vision and capabilities that we built into our technology. So this also ranks the innovation, the new product capabilities, the additional product investments we set on our platform that we are actually executing over, or have executed over the last 12 months. What the report actually doesn't show at the same time is actually a focus. So it's a one report that actually is targeted the full digital adoption market, where Newired is one of the few, let's say, digital adoption platform vendor that focus a lot on the enterprise market and enterprise industries such as aerospace, pharma, medical, or automotive OEM vendors, etc. 45% of our customers are coming from the large organizations with more than 10,000 employees. And we have also a decent 40% number in the medium-sized businesses between 1 to 10,000 employees. So this focus, the benefits that are related directly to the enterprise market, are not really fully visible in the report. That's why we are really just listed as the major contenders from my product management perspective. But before we actually, we'll dive deep into the actual benefits, before we actually speak about the unique offering of what is the Newired doing better than some of the competitors, let me just introduce you with the Newired technology. So I'll just mute here one of my colleagues. Sorry, yeah. So what is Newired? What products have been introduced or researched in this digital adoption platform research? So we applied with our key product called Newired Journeys. The Newired Journeys, the vision of our company is to actually close the gap, or at least reduce the gap between technology, between the software and people, all of us who are using the software products. You can actually, what we believe is really that to close this gap, we should, let's say, deliver or bring the concept of learn by doing, so the personalized guidance will automatically recommend, let's see, the tips, the tutorials, so the user feels confident and engaged. And let's say, if you ask yourself, I mean, what is the main value that such a technology provides to the customers, we need to list 2 main benefits. The first benefit is related to the operational, let's say, cost, to the operational activities. So you all know that to introduce a digital technology, or even more if you really roll out an important new ERP system, the CRM system to drive your sales, the PLM system for the engineering teams, this requires a proper training and onboarding. And usually, I mean, the people need to be trained, and then they forget, or not we all forget, so we need to be retrained, and then there is a change, there is a new feature, or there is a new regulation, or there is a new process. So then it comes the frustration. So because the people need to be retrained again. So what we do here is that we really want to flatten that curve to first cut the training cost in a way that you don't need to retrain the people over and over again, but also to reduce the support interactions, so reduce the support calls needed, and also from the operational point of view, improve or enhance the employee productivity. But honestly, I believe even more important is when we start speaking about your return of investment into the digital technology that you want to introduce as part of the digital transformation. Because the studies are saying that around 75% of those digital transformations do not fulfill the expectations. I mean, you don't need to call it a failure, but really, I mean, the expected results are not achieved. And if you study why is this happening, it's very often caused by the fact that the people are not using the technology as it was projected as the beginning. And we believe that the goal of the digital adoption platform is to really make sure that the users are engaged with the target platform, or with the new CRM system, with the new ERP system, or with the software that you develop internally to drive your business. So that's what the digital adoption platform main values are. And I want to now speak a bit about the real capabilities, and also not just stay in the slides, but also give you a little bit of the hands-on demo what the Newired really is from the capabilities point of view. So first, uh, what is it from the end user perspective? I was speaking really about the concept of learn by doing directly in the application at miles away. And I want to show you now how the interactive step-by-step guidance attached to the any web application actually look like from the end user perspective. So from the users that are supposed to use the new digital technology from your employees' perspective, etc. So let me go now into my browser. So I go to my Chrome web browser. I hope you still see my screen, and I open the CRM system. It's our test CRM system. Nothing really is special. It's something that we just use for a demo purposes, and it's perfectly okay that you don't know anything about the CRM system, because we are not selling the CRM system today. We want you to imagine the user experience when they see a system for the first time. So that's the let's see the sample CRM system, and you see here is this little help menu here. And this is what we are calling the interactive guidance layer on top of any web application. So inside of my browser, I can just start with understanding more about this new CRM system. So first, I want to go through the CRM overview. You see that, I mean, here over the CRM system, there are what we call callouts that can explain you different components that are presented on the screen. They can explain what are different different panels on the screen. They can actually explain also the different menus. But honestly, if the digital adoption would be only about, let's say, presenting what the user can see on the screen, we would probably not be sitting here today, because you are not limited to only, let's say, describe what the user sees on the screen. You can actually really assist a user with a particular task or activity. So let's imagine that user is sitting here the first time in front of the CRM system, and they need to learn how to create a new account. So here we see under our getting started playbook, we want the user to create a first account. So you see now the system is actually telling me what to do, and as I'm doing it, it automatically recognizes what I'm doing, and it suggests me what I should do next. So now I should actually fill in the form. When I'm ready, I should click next. I should hit save button. By the way, you see it also recognize that I haven't entered the mandatory fields, that I should really fill in the name before I actually hit the save button. So I am guided step by step inside of the CRM system. I'm not reading a manual, I'm not watching a video. I learn how to do something by actually doing it. And that's the main benefit of the digital adoption platform, because these guides are available anytime. This assistant layer is available 24/7. So if the user forgets about something, he doesn't or she doesn't need to be retrained. She can actually really get the assistance anytime it is needed. Okay, so that's the main concept of the digital adoption platform. There is much more that we don't have time to cover today, but I just wanted to give you a brief understanding about what the Newired looks like from this end user perspective. But now, I was speaking about the fact that, let's say, the world is changing. I mean, you have every 6 months there can be a new version of the target application, or you are a software vendor and you are actually uh, releasing a new version of your software, or there is this new regulation. So how is it actually possible to create such a online assistant panels? Is this something that we provide as a service? Is this something that is developed once and then used over and over again? No. What we actually provide to our clients is that we provide them with a so-called Newired Studio, which is a solution that helps you, our clients, to design, to author, but also to track this step-by-step tutorials. And actually, you can develop them with zero coding skills. What it means is that you know that to actually bring a new technology in the market, you need to develop it usually by the software developers, by the programmers. But the great thing about this digital adoption technology is that everyone shall be able to create such a guides with zero technical skills. And that's what I want to show now in the second part of my live demo, before we will start speaking about some of the unique differentiators of our offering and how do we stand against competitors. So I want you to now see how easy it is to create the step-by-step guide with the so-called Newired editor. So I open the Newired editor now. The Newired editor, it's a desktop application. As you see, I am on the Apple computer, but we have also the version for Windows and other operating systems. And you see that it is a desktop application, but I run here the same CRM system. Actually, in fact, the editor is it contains a web browser, so I can actually go to, I don't know, google.com, and you can see that I would be able to open any web page, any web application inside of my Google editor, because I should be able to create a guide or let's say we call it a journey for any web application. Okay, so the editor contains a web browser, but it's not just a web browser. What it does, it helps me to create, to author these online assistant layers that we have seen in a couple of minutes ago. So I want you to experience how easy it is to create a guide that we have seen a minute ago. You remember this was the guide that helps the user to create a new account. So let me create it. So create account. So I want to create a new step-by-step guide how to create an account. Usually we start the introduction. It's great to actually explain to the user what he or she will learn in a specific training. So how to create, sorry for the typo, how to create a new account. I can, of course, describe what the user you will learn. You will learn this and that. By the way, I mean, it's always better to make it a little bit more graphical, so we can also, of course, add videos, surveys. But let's put there also an image. We can do something like this. So let me put something graphical here. I want this to be actually here, maybe on the left here. So that's the first step. It's just a, let's say, basic introduction. And the first real step is that we want the user to click here on this create button. So we want to add a new step into our step-by-step guide, and this will be actually a callout. So I just visually select here this create button. I select it, and we want the user just click on it. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step should be that the user selects this create account menu. Okay, so again, you already know how to do it. Add a new step, call out, I select this, I can move it again here to the left. You can say select create account. So just so it's absolutely clear what the user should do. What's next? The next is that the user should fill in the name. So add a new step, call out, select the name, enter the account name. That's it. And the last one, if you remember correctly, was to click the save button. Let's put it here on the top. So I think that we spend most of the time just to select the proper picture for the first step. And as I told you, it's a browser, so I can actually start or I can test my little step-by-step journey in my editor. So what I will do now, I'll just run it for the first time. So how to create a new account? Click here, click on create account, enter the name, and hit the save button. That was easy. That's what we call a no coding approach to develop the additional assistance layers that runs on top of your web applications, on the applications that you use internally if you are, let's say, an enterprise organization going through the digital transformation, or if you are a software vendor, you may be developing, you may be bringing such applications to the market, but you don't want your engineering team to actually create these tutorials, because actually this should be created by your subject matter experts, by your instructional designers, etc. Let's go back to our slides. So we have been speaking about let's see, the key results of the research performed by Everest, the IT research organization. We have seen that Newired is recognized as a star performer over the last 12 months. We've introduced, let's say, what are the key benefits and what is the Newired technology, how it works. We have seen a little demo. Now let's speak really about some of the key differentiators. What is unique in terms of the Newired as a technology or as a product. So first, let's say you can download the detailed comparison metrics on our website. So we are promoting two assets. First is the independent review by Everest, but also the direct, let's say, capabilities driven comparison. You can download it on our website. But from today's perspective, we have identified four main categories that we want to share with you today. The first one is uh, is the fact that compared to the competitors, we are really the only solution that deals with the complexity of today's modern JavaScript or interactive single page based applications. So the content author, the instructional designer, doesn't really need to understand the HTML, the CSS selector, the so-called jQuery syntax. That, I mean, if you are familiar with some of the competing technologies, you really need to master if you want to create a reliable guidance. What I'm saying is that the goal of the digital adoption platform is not just to provide easy to use interface to draw this step-by-step guides and tutorials, but I mean, whatever I create today with this interactive Newired editor, it should keep running tomorrow, in a month, in 12 months, even if there is a new version of the target technology. So how we approach that, the new VAR technology can be configured once during a deployment phase for your target platform. And we configure it specifically for the application that you are using it, because every application is different. Some applications are single page applications. Some of them are, let's say, more conservative multi-URL applications. Some of them, the modern ones, are using the automated HTML generation with generated HTML IDs. You hardly even can imagine all the different types of applications that exist on the market. So what we do, or what our partners do, we configure Newired for your target application, so then the content author can create a robust guidance without any technical or coding skills. So one of the key difference between Newired and additional players on the market is not in the feature set, but it's in the robustness, it's in the quality, it's about how do we solve the challenge that user wants to select the element on the screen, and this guide should continue to run over the next months or years. So it's not always only about the features, but it's really about the algorithms behind the technology, and we are really using the industry unique patented algorithms that are very different to any other technology on the market today. Another one, I told you that we are focusing on the enterprise market. One of the key goal in the enterprise market is to make sure that the people, or the quality of um, the learning assets um, is is strong enough or is good enough. So usually, I mean, there are the quality gateways, there are review processes, there are approval processes for publishing the learning assets, and the same applies to not just to the offline training courses, to the PDF guides that your company is introducing to your employees. But this should also apply to the digital adoption platform. So what use cases do we speak about? We speak about the fact that before you publish a new journey, before you publish a new playbook, new onboarding, you want to make sure that this has been reviewed, this has been tested with the focus group, it has been approved by your, let's say, organization before it goes live. So what we have implemented as part of our solution is a complex or complete versioning component that every modification, every adjustment that you perform over the content is being tracked. So you can ensure that before the guides are being published, they have been tested, they've been reviewed, or even approved, because the approvals are sometimes an essential part of your industry requirements. We have a pharma or medical customers that if their employees would have been guided wrongly or onboarded with the wrong procedures, this may have a functional safety impact. So they need to guarantee that every training and onboarding is electronically signed before it is visible to the end users. Next, the digital adoption is happening globally. The enterprise organizations are spread it all around the world, and the same applies for the digital adoption assets, the content. So the customers are approaching us to ensure that the content, the step-by-step tutorials and guides are translated into multiple languages. And we do it again in the industry unique way. So first, we support, I mean, roughly somewhere between 50 to 70 languages, but in reality, we support any language on the market, and we do it in the pretty smart way that we fully separate the translation process from the content creation. So once you create your journeys, your tips in with our Newired editor, you can export the content, the text, in the industry standard format for translations called XLIF. You send it to your translation agency or to the translation department in your team. They use the industry standard tools for translation. So they translate the content, they send you back just the translated journeys. You upload the translation package, and that's it. So the translators do not need to be trained on Newired. They do not need to understand, let's say, how the Newired editor works. You can really easily scale it and just send your translation package to different local departments with their translation specialists. They use the tools that they are probably already familiar with because they use the industry standard format. They translate it, they send you the translation back, you upload it, and that's it, you are done. What is also very important, and strangely, this is not covered in most other digital adoption platforms, is that in reality, you don't want users or your customers to be trained on a specific isolated tool or application. In reality, the people need to be trained on how to perform a standard operating procedure or a specific activity. And this activity may, in today's world, include the usage of multiple tools. So you can maybe need to create an order in a CRM system, so in an application A, and then you need to go to the ERP system in the application B to log the order in the warehouse application. And then you need to go back to the CRM system to actually update the dashboard that this has been actually fully, the process has been completed. So the users should not be trained only on how to use a CRM app or how to use the ERP application, how to use a warehouse application. The users needs to be trained or onboarded on the actual processes or workflows that, let's say, leverage multiple tools. So they actually need a tool chain, or the users needs to use a tool chain to perform a particular use case or a procedure. Last but not least, we also provide a lot of customization options. We have the public APIs. We can spend another 15-20 minutes just to speak about how extensible is our platform, how you can build the custom widgets, how you can adjust the look and feel to meet your design styles, how you can connect a third-party analytics or learning record systems. So Newired is an open system with various integration points and APIs. That's also a great benefit. And with every release, we make the possibilities endless and stronger over the, let's say, over the time. So let's recap. We have a star performance solution for user guidance and onboarding that just works. It's not only about how many features you have, but it must be robust, reliable, easy to use, system that helps you to create such a online guides and tutorials. So from this perspective, there are a couple of key benefits. Simple to use and robust. We have not covered it today, but the security and privacy is not an afterthought. We have been designing our system with a great focus on security and privacy. By the way, we are also an only platform that allows the full on-premise installation. Of course, we also provide the cloud or hybrid installation modes. We understand the enterprise requirements related to the publishing workflows. We have the full versioning component. You can control the process, how the content get live in front of or on the user screens. We are not here just to onboard your user on a isolated tools, but we focus on tool chains and multi-application support. So if you are using multiple tools together, we are ready to support you from the day zero. It's not just only about the multi-applications, but also about the multi-language support, which is one of the key differentiator in our portfolio. And all packed with transparent pricing model. You can go to our website and check online how much we charge. Again, this is not a functional differentiator, but we are one of the few DAP platforms that publish the pricing online on the website. And if you want, you can start the evaluation today or tomorrow just by contacting our team. That's what we wanted to share with you today. And thank you for your time and, let's say, decision to learn more about Newired. I still have a couple of minutes, around 5 minutes, to go through the Q&A. If there are any open questions, so let me just go to my second screen and check it. Where I can find the full report. Let me just put it on the screen. So this one, let me go here to my browser. So if you go to our website, newired.com, we put it directly on our home screen. So newired.com, here is download the full report. You just fill in your name and email. We need to do it from the to control the publishing. That's our agreement with Everest. So you fill in your data and you can download the report. Check other questions. What are the requirements for the web application to be supported by Newired? So the easy answer is that we really support every web application on the market because we are really so flexible and so open that I don't remember, let's see, the time when we would find an application that we don't support over the last 12 months. Of course, the devil is in detail. I've been sharing with you that, let's say, for every web application, we perform an activity, what we call an application profiling. So during the application profiling, we actually configure the Newired specifically for your target application. So if you have a need, if you have a technology that you would like to enrich with our digital adoption platform, let us know. We will set up a quick session where we can, let's say, confirm that we support your application. But honestly, it's 99% of the web applications on the market today. These can be really the iframe based applications, the single page applications, the modern React or Angular based applications that are very responsive, that are very dynamic, so the panels appears on the screen dynamically. We are really very flexible here, so I'm confident to say that we really support any web application on the market today. Where can I find a competitive review? Yes, I was sharing on one slide the competitive review metrics. If you go to Wide Newired section on our website, there is this kind of the report which says Newired's comparison metrics. Again, you can download it from our website easily, and it gives you the some more detailed overview about the various capabilities that are unique for our technology. And by the way, this webinar is also recorded, so you will receive the recording at the end of today's webinar or tomorrow, and you can share it with your colleagues as you like. Can we host Newired on Amazon? I guess you mean that you are using the AWS cloud services to, let's say, host your digital applications, not on premises, but in a let's say public Amazon cloud. Yes, you can of course decide to deploy Newired in your AWS cloud. But we also, if you're using AWS, I mean, we also have an offering that we can host it for you, so you don't need to install it in your AWS environment. You can also host it in our cloud infrastructure, which is backed by the by DigitalOcean or by Amazon. So we can also host it for you. If you are asking that from the perspective of the strong IT security requirements, that you would prefer to host it in your let's say environment, in your AWS private cloud, yes, we can enable that. It is one of the common distribution pattern that we allow the customers to deploy it inside of their VPNs, inside of their environment. So if you like, you can really deploy it as part of your AWS services. We run out of time. I'm sure that you would have many other questions, but for now, let's finish the webinar. I thank you again for your time and decision, let's say, to consider Newired digital adoption platform, or at least to evaluate it. Please, let's stay in touch. Contact us either online or via email, and we can schedule a session where we really dive deeper into your actual requirements. You will share with us what tools you would like to enrich with the Newired digital adoption platform. We can set up a personal one-on-one demo, whatever is your need to let's say to proceed further with your exploration of the digital adoption platform market. Thank you once again, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.